gate drop hole shot. That's the first challenge of the night. Let's see who can get it here in the third and final race. 30-second board is away. Here come the revs. One bike finally entering, and we're underway in Vancouver. Tomac with a great start. He's going to get the hole shot of that Red Bull KTM.
Wow, massive hole shot, and Roczen's mid-pack.
Yes, he is. He's back in about 10th position. There he is right there jumping into your screen. But out front, it's the Red Bull KTM of Eli Tomac with Justin Cooper right behind him on the 32 in second place.
We all know that Eli Tomac loves power, wants power. I talked to Ian Harrison today after practice, and he said, we're giving him everything we got. He used all of it there.
And look who just moved into third on the Suzuki. That's Anderson, but look at how fast Roczen has gotten into the top 5. And here he comes trying to get inside of Christian Craig. That'll put him in 4th. He's got it done. Now he's on his teammate's backside.
Yeah, Roczen made a really aggressive pass. He knows that Tomac's out front.
Kenny not wasting any time. Anderson knows he's there. Now Ombre allows his teammate to go by. Roczen's up to third, closing on Cooper.
Flashes of Millville. Ken Roczen goes through the field so good on opening lap. He sees the track different. He talks about the fast twitch muscles that he uses. Perfect example of it there. He wastes no time on anybody on the opening laps.
Ken Roczen on that progressive PMG Suzuki going after him. He's got his teammate behind him holding down third, and he's got his arch nemesis up in front of him.
All right, so here's the challenge for Ken Roczen. He needs to get past Justin Cooper, but he's also 3.1 seconds behind Tomac, so he can't lose any more time, and he has to make the move and then try to reel in Tomac. Last time around, Tomac was a 54.1 and Roczen was a 55.
Roczen is right there on Cooper. He's got him to the outside. Into the whoops they go, and you got a new rider in second place. His name is Ken Roczen, the 2-time World Supercross champ.
Well, and this was my comment before the race started. I feel like the only 2 riders that are going to be able to make some passes if they don't get the start is going to be Tomac or Roczen. Well, Tomac didn't need it. Roczen just proved that point right. But now does he have the speed to catch Eli Tomac?
Okay, a 55.2 for Tomac, a 54.6 for Roczen. The gap over the finish line jump, 2.7 seconds on that last lap. We're a 4th of the way through this one. Let's see how it plays out.
Well, he's got the speed. He's proven that. Now, can he sustain it? Because this track is the toughest it's been all night long. Track crews done their best, but this thing is rutted up. We're not even halfway through.
Points as we run. Tomac up by 4. That's how they would finish. The overall would go to Tomac, and he would break the tie with Roczen.
Tomac, once again, at the end of that whoop section, that Red Bull KTM was a little bit side to side with that rear wheel. Roczen better through the whoops that time around. Look at him cutting the turn right there, cutting down early and staying out of all of those nasty ruts. And it was a half a second quicker than Tomac.
Yeah, he ran a 54.3 to a 54.8, and he shaved off a few tenths. The gap is now 2.2 between the top 2 as we get into lap 5 here.
Different rhythms before that triple. Tomac doing the big line. Kenny staying low and doing that tap off the tabletop. So I love that about this track. You don't have to take the same line. A lot of different things are working. These 2 are using different options. That might be the key as we close this thing down and this track tears apart.
Roczen was 3.5 seconds behind Tomac when he made the pass on Justin Cooper. Now it's 1.5 seconds. He's chopped it in half, and we have about half of the race left to go.
One thing we know that is not going to come into play here with these 2 athletes is fitness. They are both at the top of their game when it comes to fitness.
See the 2 different lines. Tomac going over those braking bumps, going to the outside. Roczen trying to draw, take the shorter line to the inside. And I like what Roczen does right here. Doubles up onto the berm. Watch how he cuts down to a clean line.
Look at this, the ultimate lap so far tonight. Tomac has put together the quickest sectors in all 4 here tonight. He would have the ultimate lap if you could piece the perfect lap together. He is really ripping on that Red Bull KTM.
hammering those whoops, dropped in with a little 3 out. They found that line. Cody Schock was doing it earlier. Kenny's done it in this race as well.
Guys, as he crosses the finish line jump, Eli Tomac is halfway home here in race number 3 from the checkered flag.
Well, the gap was 1.5 seconds. Now it's almost 3 seconds.
Yeah, 2.8.
Just like that, Tomac drops the hammer. He's found his lines. He's found a groove and the focus. He had the pressure of Roczen, and that intensity back there just has spurred him on. Oh, and Roczen clips a tough block.
That's not going to help him at all.
He's still working it, the Suzuki, the number 94. He's got a lot of time left, plenty of time, but Justin Cooper hasn't fallen off the back that much either. He's still in 3rd.
Anderson has continued to hold off Christian Craig on the 28. And behind them is Joey Savacci running in 6th.
Throw some respect out to those boys. Still blitzing those whoops all the way through, as beat up as they are. 2 of your taller riders, known for their whoop speed. Late in this race, late in this night, still blitzing through in their battle for 4th.
Give a shout out to Henry Miller in 7th and Politelli in 8th. Zaragoza, the first Stark in the race there in 9th.
Anderson, he's going to put together another good night here. He's keeping himself in championship point contention as we get ready to head to Australia.
Well, and these 2 riders on screen right now with Anderson and Craig are 2 of the riders that people really had pegged to be the championship contenders, like the favorites to win this SX1 World Championship.
Kristen, what can you tell us?
Watching Ken Roczen and Eli Tomac in these final laps, there's so much I'm noticing, guys. We're watching 2 titans of the sport battle it out, and I'm noticing a lot about their riding styles. Ken Roczen just so loose, so flowy, and then you look at Eli Tomac, structured, just pure perfection and emotion. What are you guys noticing about these 2 titans in this race?
Tomac, the 33-year-old out of Colorado, out front and leading here in race number 3 as we continue to watch Anderson and Craig fighting over 4th.
Yeah, Craig's been right there. Just I was going to say he's been peppering Anderson with, but I think it's the other way around, right? Anderson, that roost has just been right in Craig's face pretty much the entire race. Some of these sections like this turns a little bit one line. Everybody's in the same spot.
You can see our overall standings as they run. Tomac would win the overall by 4 over Roczen if they finish 1 and 2 like they're running right now. And Kenny has lost a little bit more ground to Eli. The gap now almost 4 seconds between Tomac on the Red Bull KTM and Roczen on the Progressive Backpipes Motorsports Group Suzuki.
I'm impressed with Kenny's night. I mean, it's not over. But race 2, getting the win the way he did was great. But race 1 and race 3, the starts weren't there. And he made moves, had to make passes, made them quick, and still showed those flashes that we all know he has. I mean, this has been a great night for him and his first. Eli Tomac, so much interest in what this may look like, Jeff. Honda, Cowie, Yamaha, and now to a KTM steel frame. Like, what would it look like? And I'm impressed. He's still riding with power. You see the little head tilt right there. That's when you know he's happy. And I think he's checked the box. Tomac, KTM, this thing's going to work.
Yeah, it's a good, great combination. And I mean, think about that. 4 different manufacturers. If he could bring this one home and win here tonight, that would be 4 wins in the premier class. I mean, on 4 different manufacturers.
Did you really have any doubt that it wouldn't? I mean, I had a few fans asking me, what do you think? What do you think? Well, it's Eli Tomac.
I did just before when we were making our picks. I struggled with it because Ken Roczen was looking so sharp. And
I don't mean that. I mean, did you believe that Tomac would match up perfectly with the KTM?
I was trying to rub it into Daniel that I picked Tomac for the win. So
here we go, coming to 1 to go.
You know, Ralph, Tomac is in his 30s now. A couple years ago, thought he may retire. You question where the motivation is. And then he signs up for another year, goes to a new manufacturer, a new energy drink, and you're thinking, Where is the motivation? What are we going to get out of him? And from the first lap yesterday, it was all in, and that's because he's all in. So to answer your question, not when he's all in. Tomac is a bad man and a legend, and he's going to be great moving forward.
Here's Ken Roczen still hanging on in second. Another great legend. He's far from done as well. This battle is going to continue on to the end of 25 and all throughout 2026 between these two. As Eli Tomac makes his way around, it will be his 5th overall win and his 16th race victory in his World Supercross career. Here he comes. Eli Tomac wins the overall as he wins race number 3 here at the Canadian GP and lights the candles in Vancouver. Roczen in second, waiting Justin Cooper. Here he comes to take 3rd. He'll do so on the Yamaha, and the crowd giving their approval here in BC Place.